Well, here we go again. It's Thursday, starting the week on a Thursday. What's a great way to start a week? Let's see. I haven't had any parts. Yesterday, some of the spark plug cables turned up. This is it here. It's just whoopsie. Some of the spark plug cables turned up. This is 7mm copper core. If you can see the copper core, you probably can't. But anyway, that's what it is. I'll do the two-stroke today. I don't think I've got enough cabling to do Rosies. I've ordered more, and between the two lots I will have enough to do both aeroplanes. So that's one of the jobs on the agenda. Also, I need to replace the left-hand brake cable on the two-stroke Renegade, which is turns out a clutch cable off an old 750 four-cylinder Honda CB 750. So I've ordered one of those and it's on its way. Who knows from where. What I don't have are new spark plug caps for the two-stroke. I haven't ordered new spark plug caps for Rosies yet. As it is, the ones for the two-stroke came from the US, so the caps cost whatever it was, $8 each or something, and then another $30 in postage. I don't really need to do that on Rosies as well, with 8 spark plug caps. And the Rosies ones, the 912 spark plug caps are a little bit more expensive. They're angled ones. Not the two-stroke is angled as well. It's 90 degrees. I think the 912 spark plug caps are like 135 degrees, 120 degrees, something like that. So anyway, today's job, on account of I've got the spark plug leads, is do the two-stroke, try and replace the two, and I'm just going to replace them one lead at a time if I can. I haven't had any experience in trying to plug the leads into the coils. Over here in this whatever you want to call it, the table of disaster, I suppose. Right here, I have the coils off that engine that you can see the blue head. And maybe I'll have a practice on one of those, make sure I can get them back in if I take them out of the coils. So anyway, let's do that. Let's have a practice run, and if it works out, then I'll do the ones on the two-stroke. There's the coils here and here with the plug leads. Spark plug cap. This is the 90 degree one. They're 500 ohm resistor cap. There's a resistor built in there in that area. What that does is it helps prevent noise, electronic noise through the radio in particular. But anyway, they just screw in. You hold the spark plug lead, and they should screw out as well. Ooh, that's probably not a good thing. But that, yeah, there's a spark plug cap. Like I say, the resistor is in here, 5,000 ohm resistor. That's very dirty. Maybe that wasn't very good. Like I say, I've got 4 new ones of these coming. No idea when they're going to arrive, but that's them. Here's the coil. The coil's got some leads coming into it that actually tell it when to fire and so on, and give it the power to fire. And it got 2 leads coming out, one up the top and one down the bottom. The bottom one goes through here, goes off to one of the cylinders. The other one comes out the top and goes to the other cylinder. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. So let's see what we can do. See if we can get that spark plug lead, which is a fairly tight fit in those grommets. I don't even know if the other engine's got grommets. I think the other engine was pretty ordinary, really. My spare engine. Yeah, don't pull on them like that. These spark plug leads are not going to be used again, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll try and fight it out through that plug lead. Out through that grommet, rather. Wow, that's a nice tight fit in there. There it goes. Don't be this brutal when you're putting the new ones in. Ah, there you go. The grommet came out anyhow. The grommet's the bit that's causing the problems. There we go. So that is the length of the new piece of cable that I need. And that should, all things being equal, screw out of the coil like that. And it almost does. There we go. Nothing special on the end. They're the copper cables in that end. Copper cable in this end, if you can see it. Probably not. And the cable should be, I don't know, I'll probably make them 1/2 inch longer than this. I don't care if there's a bit of excess. Obviously you don't want it flapping around. You can't see the length of that anyway. Let's have a look here. Well, you can almost see it now. That's about whatever, probably 400 long, something like that. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. The coils have got the same sort of device as the spark plug cap. Yeah. The spark plug cap has what looks like, I can't get it in the frame for you, but it has what looks like a screw, the threaded part of a wood screw, and the cable screws into that. Pretty straightforward. So like I say, I'm going to do these one at a time on the aeroplane, just so that I don't get them mixed up as much as anything, but more importantly, get the run correct. And I'll also be consulting this one, because I know this is off a new engine and it was correct. So it'll be like this. Yeah, this the two-stroke. The two-stroke in the Renegade's actually installed upside down, or with the cylinders facing downwards, and this is the one that I'll take off first, and it'll go up and down through that hole over there, if you can see that, right through there and off to the cylinder. But first things first, the new piece of cable needs to be that long. It's probably, like I say, 1/2 inch longer than this. We had yeah, there we go. Righto, had a change of plans. I'm going to replace these wires one at a time, but I'm going to put them back precisely where they came from. Because this set of wiring is completely the opposite to the other engine's set of wiring. So that's okay. I know this works. I've flown it twice the way it is. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. So we'll start with this plug lead on this forward coil, and the top lead. It comes out, goes down there behind the oil pump. This is the two-stroke oil pump. Goes down through this hole and grommet, and goes out and goes to the forward of the two spark plugs on the rear cylinder. So that's the one we're going to do first. I've pulled it out. Oopsie, that was my torch. Okay, so it's down there somewhere. I've pulled it out, and here it is here, right where my torch was, that wire that runs along there. I need to unscrew it from the forward coil. That's the next job. Let's do it. If I get my torch back. Okay, so two things. One, I got my torch back. Two, here's the cable. I've taken the cable off. That's it from there. Yeah, I'll clean that up, maybe with some brake cleaner or something. Get it nice and dry. And then, yeah, make a plug lead that's the same length as this one, plus about ½ an inch or something like that, just so I've got a little bit of spare capacity. I can always cut it off, but I can't glue any more on. That's the thing. Something you might not have noticed, I've taken the carburetors off. Here the carburetors hanging upside down, so that I can gain access. Yeah, hopefully I won't have to take anything else off. I may have to pull the lower cowl off. I don't want to, because to take the lower cowl off, I need to take the prop off, and then it just gets bigger and bigger. So first of all, we'll concentrate on this piece of wire and try and make one the same length. Well, here's the first plug lead going onto the coil. So what I've done is I've cleaned the actual the stub out of the coil. Okay, here we go. It's Friday. This is the last plug lead that I need to change. So all I've done is unscrewed the cap, and now we'll be pretty brutal and pull that lead out of the way, which goes down through a grommet just here in this piece of angle. There it comes, and we're just going to replace like for like, so that can come up there, more or less. There we go. That's the little bugger there, and he also screws into the coil just here. May have to take that coil off again. Yep, probably will. Okay, here's my new piece of spark plug lead. Here's the old cap. I'm going to put new caps, but they haven't turned up yet, so I'm going to be stuck with these. I did put a multimeter across between each end, and it comes up at 5 kilowatts, 5 kilo ohms. So they're fine. It's just the rubbers that might be a bit stretched and whatever. Now remember, this thing's got a little, like a screw, like a wood screw in there, that screws onto the spark plug lead, like that. So what I did is I screwed this thing onto both ends of the spark plug lead, yeah, into that end and also into that end, because the coil also has one of these screw threads. The next step for me is to screw this into the coil. Once I've done that, I'll run the lead and then I'll screw this on the other end. And there you go, game over. Let's have a look. So, we've got the plug lead, we've got this little rubber cap that goes on first. Yep, that looks good. So the plug lead's sticking out the end, maybe about that much, and then we screw this into the coil. Here's the coil. We're probably where you can't see, and I've got my hand in the way of the light, so that probably doesn't help. There we go, something like that. And then we screw this in there. We want to screw it right down until it bottoms out, really. That's just about it there. Yep. And then we slide the cap over. There we go, done. I don't know how much of that you saw, but let's mount the coil back onto the engine. This plug lead went up there somewhere and back down that way. Like that. There's a hole. And there's one at the bottom. Fantastic. And then this lead went down through there, down through that grommet. There we go. Amazing. Can you see anything at all? Probably not. And there it is, coming out the bottom. What I will do is I'll move my red coil here to wrap around that plug lead that I just pushed through there. Okay, now I take my cap and go around the other side and install it on the end of that lead. Actually, I won't do that. Alrighty, well that's the 4 new spark plug leads installed. I've moved these 2 spark plug leads go to the rear cylinder, those 2 go to the front cylinder. Can you see those 2? Yep. I swapped the red coil around so that it's on the aftmost plug. Yeah, I don't want it running next to any other plug leads. what I was seeing before was that there was interference from one plug lead to the other and causing a reading on the tiny tack, which it should not have been doing. Well, now it's hopefully isolated away from the other noise. So I just got to put the carbies back on. I took the carbies off to make it easier, and guess what? It made it a lot easier. I better put the coils back on, I suppose, and that'll be it. There's one more thing I want to show before I go away from the spark plugs. I'll get back to you. Okay, I finished changing the plug leads, not the actual plug caps because they haven't arrived yet, but the leads have been changed. Here's the old ones right here. Honestly, I've got no real reason to believe there was anything wrong with these, but I want to know my starting point basically, and yeah, these are the 4 leads that I took off. There's 4 brand new ones on there. Here's a little bit of a bonus that especially for people who use the 582 inverted with the spark plugs facing downwards. This is from my buddies in Peru. This is what they do with their 582s. Here's a pretend spark plug lead and cap. Because the rubber tends to flog out on these, and they become loose and can fall off, especially when they're in the obviously they'll fall on if the engine's in the normal position, but in the inverted position. And what they do, and I like the idea and I do it myself, is I'll take a couple of these cable ties, give one a bit of a bend, put the other one around the spark plug in this region here where you can let's have a look. In this region here there's a place to where the cable tie will fit, like that. Yeah, fits beautifully. Put it in, do it up a little bit, not completely tight. Slip the other one through it, and then install the spark plug. Yeah, just install the spark plug normally, and then use this other cable tie to grab the spark plug cap. So if you can see that, more or less, install the spark plug. Yeah, torque it down as usual. Bring this cable tie around to wherever you need it. Put your spark plug cap on, and then run the cable tie. Whoops, I've got the wrong one, but run the cable tie around and around the plug cap. Make sure it's installed properly, and there you go. Simple idea, works great for inverted 582s or any of the inverted engines anyway. Yeah, do that up, and then just cut the tabs off. Here you go, we'll go through the whole thing. There's my cutters. Do that one up nice and tight, cut it off. This one, nice and tight, cut it off. And there you go. Spark plug cap won't fall off. You might want to tension the spark plug first. But there, that's from my buddies in Peru, and that's works a treat. So, that being done, guess what turned up in the mail today? Let's have a look. This is more spark plug leads because I've got to do Rosie's aeroplane yet. And a clutch cable off a 750 Honda. This is what I'm using on my Renegade to operate the cable operated brakes. One of the cables, the left hand one, failed, and there we go. This thing cost me a little over $20. These are the two ends. I'm going to use this end on the wheel end. This end here gets cut off. I want to cut it off and thread that through the existing cable rather than try and replace the outer cable as well. So yeah, that's this afternoon's job. But first I've got another job on that I have to leave for. So I'll go do this other job and come back and we'll have a go at putting this in. My next task is to replace the inner cable of this black left-hand brake cable. I bought the new clutch cable for the Honda motorbike. I've taken the inner cable out. I just cut the end off here and pulled it through. And now I'm just going to go into the front cockpit, which should be good for a laugh, and cut the end off the cable so that I can pull it out from the wheel end. I'll take you with me. I promise not to laugh. Oh, I've put the battery charger on as well, but it's saying that the battery's fully charged. This battery's been having a bit of an issue. It starts the aeroplane when it feels like it, and it's not the aeroplane's fault, it's the battery. So anyway, I guess I don't need it today. So where we're looking, you might be able to see down that way. No, probably not. Okay, well in that case we go inside. Here we go. I've got my cutters. And that's where we're going, somewhere there. Somewhere where I can't see. Down there somewhere. What we're looking at. Hopefully you can see that. And here's what I want to cut off up here, where you can't see this thing. See, it's all frayed on this end. That's what I want to cut off. Cut that off. There's the frayed end. I wasn't going to try and pull that back through the outer cable. And this is the good end. So maybe it'll still put up a fight when I try to take it out. Right. We'll try and run the clutch cable here from there up here. Oh, that's going swimmingly. Okay, back in the cockpit again. Wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to start you up and let you go. We've got a couple of small objectives here. Right. Can you see? Well, sort of. Here's our cable that I've poked up. I'm going to poke it back down again. It's got to come up the other side of the rudder cable, like that, through that thing, which is going to act as a guide. Yeah, beautiful. So far so good. Then needs to be the same way as that one. I don't know if you can see, this is where we're trying to go. We're going to go there with a bolt, which I've modified with a hole. For the cable to go through. Okay, step one, make sure the hole in the bolt will take the cable, which it does. There it is. Yeah, you can see that probably. Probably not, but anyway. Okay, so it will work. That will go there. That will go there. Ah, come on, baby. Look at that. It's like I bought one. Then the nut and the washer. on there. Bugger. Okay. They can be cut off once I'm happy with it. Okay. I can push the tops of both pedals, and I can't seem to get to the bottom. Yeah, so now the cables need to be adjusted to tighten them up. There's just way too much travel, and I can't feel that I've got to the bottom of anything. System's good though. It's just not working fully yet. Let's adjust them. Alrighty. I've adjusted both wheel brakes up a little bit, so they're both tighter than they were. They're just rubbing. Yeah, the brakes are just rubbing on this wheel and similar on the other wheel. I can't have them so that they're completely off. If the brakes are completely off, then there's too much travel on the pedal to turn them on. So I'm going to leave them about where they are. They probably will get hot, and hopefully they will bed themselves in. I'm going to, let's see, where are we now? Yeah, I'm cold. I'll take, this is ready for an engine run, for a ground run, and I probably should do a taxi test as well, and I want to test the radio. So I'll do, it's a bit windy outside, but I'll take it outside, do those things. In order to get it outside, I have to take Rosie's out of the way, and then I might put Rosie's back here in the back corner of the hangar, so that I can start changing the plug leads on her aeroplane. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan. And yeah, I won't fly today. It's not much of a day, and it'll probably be cold, and it'll probably be quite bumpy as well. So I've got no real desire to be out in that. But that's what I'm currently up to. So I'm not going to record swapping aeroplanes around. That's all there is to it. But I'm pretty sure the brakes will work. The battery's charged. The spark plugs are changed. The spark plugs, I've still got to do the spark plug caps, and I'll put the cable ties on like I showed you. But I can do that later. For now, I should be able to start it up and taxi around. Let's see how we go. Okay, I don't know whether this camera was working or not earlier on. This is my very old camera. This is the camera that should do the cockpit voice recording. if, well, you know the rules. I couldn't get the two-stroke Renegade to go because the battery's down too much. It's been on charge all afternoon, but it thinks it's fully charged. It's not asking the charger for anything, any input. Thank you very much. Clearly it did need input, and if I connected it up now it'd go like crazy, I'm quite sure. But that's, if with any luck, it's tomorrow's job. But you know the rules. Try and get your feet off the ground if you can. I probably won't, because I've got something on tomorrow, and Sunday I've got to work. Can you believe that, working on a Sunday? I haven't done that in years. But anyway, let's see how we go. I think I've had, apart from the start, I've had pretty good success with the Renegade. It's done a good job. The brakes, hopefully the brakes will work. They're dragging just ever so slightly at the moment. I probably need them to be dragging a little bit more than they are, but I can adjust that later. The spark plug leads have been changed. The tyres have been rotated, so the worn part is now on the inside instead of the outside. And yeah, the brake cable was changed on this side, on this left-hand side, so no, it's all good. This is in the back corner now. It's going to get new spark plug leads, which I have. I'm not going to put new spark plug caps on hers yet. I'll see what happens with the plug leads. I want to change the plug leads and see if that has any sort of an impact whatsoever. But that's it for the week. Try and get your feet off the ground if you can, and enjoy whatever it is you get up to on the weekend. Bye now.